Good morning, student. And today we are going to discuss about the broader meanings of democracy. Okay, so broader meaning of democracy. In this chapter, the meaning of democracy is discussed in a descriptive sense. Yes or no? We discussed about democracy thoroughly, every positive point, negative point, everything we discussed in this chapter. Yes or no? Now, students get to learn about democracy as a form of government, though helping them to identify a clear set of minimal features that democracy requires. Yes or no? In this chapter, students got the chance to learn about the form of government, democratic government, that helping them to identify a clear set of minimum features that a democracy requires. So, the first point, the common form adopted by democracy is representative democracy. As the common form they adopted in democracy is representative democracy. So that what will happen? The people, they will choose their representative and they will rule over them. Okay. Now, in democratic countries, all people do not rule. A majority is allowed to take decision on behalf of all the people through their elected representative. What will happen here? All the people, they will not rule, but they will choose or allow a majority of people, so they will take decision on behalf of the people. They call their representative. This has become necessary for the reasons given below. So what all the reasons are there, why it is necessary, we are going to discuss now. So let's see the reasons. Modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. If you see that modern democracy, it will involve a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. So, what they will do? They will choose the representative and they will take this on behalf of the people. Are you getting? Good. Even if they could, the citizen does not have time, the desire, or the skill to take part in all the decision. Although if they could sit together, the citizen, they don't have time for this, or they don't have any desire to talk about the skill and all. So that's why they will not take any decisions. As we all know that it is very difficult to sit together. If they sit also, it is they don't have time for this. They don't have any desire to do this. They don't have any skill also. That's why they don't take any decision. Okay. Now let's move to next point. Democracy as a principle can go beyond the government and can be applied to any sphere of life. If you see that democracy as a principle can go beyond the government, means it's not only in government sector only you will apply it, but you can use it beyond your government. In your personal life also you can use democracy, so that you can maintain your daily life in harmony. Are you getting or not? Good. People use the word democracy not to describe any existing government, but to set up an ideal standard that all democracy must aim to become. If you see here, people, they are not using the word democracy to describe any existing government, those who are ruling now, but the setup or the structure of democracy and all ideal standard that all democracy must aim to do become the democracy. Okay, they should have the aim. However, if the ideals of democracy are considered, that no country in the world is correctly democratic. As we see that the democracy which is followed by all the country, we can say that nobody is correct. No country is doing perfectly, but they have to follow because they don't have any other alternative for this. Still, having an understanding of democracy as an ideal will explain why to value democracy. If you see that still because they don't have any other alternative, as we are getting such a flexible rules and regulation in democracy, that's why they should value the democracy. It enables people to judge an existing democracy and identify their weaknesses. What it will help? It enable the people or give a chance to judge the existing government or democracy and identify their weaknesses, so that they will recorrect the democracy and the problem. in a democracy, people should have the right to talk the open, they should have the right to give their opinion, so that they will judge the existing government or democracy, and they will identify what all the weaknesses are there in the democracy, and they will help the government to rectify it, so that it will help the country to run smoothly or rule smoothly. Okay, if you see, in monarchy system, there only one person have the right to talk, but in democracy, people have the right, they can talk against the government. So this is the advantage of democracy. It also helps to distinguish between a minimal democracy and a good democracy. If you see, it is also help us to distinguish between a minimal democracy and good democracy. What is a democracy? Means they are having their limitation, and which one a good democracy we can distinguish between these two. So we always need democracy so that we can distinguish between good or bad. Now let's see about the next point. The most common form of a democracy in today's world is being ruled through people's elected representative. Okay, are you getting me? If you see today's world, the common form of democracy that followed by the today's world ruled through people's elected representative. Only people means elected representative are ruling nowadays. If you see wherever you will see democracy, the same thing is going on. Am I right or not? Now, see. However, for a small community, there can be other way of making democratic decision. If you see, however, if we will talk for a small community, there can be other way of making democratic decision. Yes or no? If it is we are talking about a small country or small community, they may be having other options. But if we are talking about country like India, means we have to go for democracy. Yes or no? If we will have dictatorship in India, just imagine what will be our condition. Just think about it once. Definitely it is not possible for country like India. Yes or no? So we must follow democracy, and democracy will help us to run the country smoothly. Yes or no? In a small community, all the people can sit together and make decision directly. Yes or no? If you are having a small group, you can sit together and you can take your own decision. This is how the Gram Sabha should work in a village. Okay, are you getting? So this is all about your why democracy and what is democracy and why democracy. So we completed our chapter today, and the question answer you should complete and you have to write in your notebooks. Okay, don't forget to write. All the students, you have to write the question answer in your notebook. When school will reopen, I will check it. Getting me? Okay. Stay safe. Tada. Bye bye.